Technology has continued to play a key role in helping countries move towards sustainable growth, with innovative solutions that promote the welfare of people in those areas. With trends such as big data, artificial intelligence, robotics, cloud computing, and the likes, reshaping major economies, digital solutions provide the needed boost to help leapfrog some of our nation's challenges. As these challenges persist, there will be a continuing need for innovative solutions to problems and new technologies to transform the lives of people. Now, the younger generation are known for their innovative ideas, therefore, it is important that they are carried along in the transformation process. Our guest discusses how we can leverage technology to create more jobs.
The special thing about technology is that it's inclusive in job creation, in the sense that there are opportunities for people no matter their level of education. Giving an example, for example, you can have people who are not graduates, not necessarily graduates, work in organizations like Google, who have taken off the restriction that you have to be a graduate to work in the organization. So it's skill-based. So if you train a young person on AI, on artificial intelligence and data science, they can get jobs anywhere. And also, technology helps young people have access to the gig economy. So for any organization or any country or any state that's interested in creating jobs, exploring how you can connect young people to jobs in the tech sector is usually very effective from what we have seen. Things like teaching young people graphics design, web design, skills that are in high demand. And of course, preparing Nigeria for the fourth industrial revolution, because those jobs are coming. And those jobs are going to replace existing jobs. So while you're thinking of creating new jobs, you have to be thinking of how to replace the jobs that are going to get extinct. And the first way to do that is to get young people interested and skilled, highly skilled in technology.
Talking about the fourth industrial revolution, is our educational sector ready for it?
Unfortunately, not exactly. I would say not exactly because I know some private universities that are doing work to try and upskill their students in that area. But the educational system as a whole has not yet caught up because we are not yet producing graduates or even secondary school students that are ready for the fourth industrial revolution. That's the special thing about Edo State, though, allow me to say, because we're already inculcating in all public primary schools technology for teaching, technology for learning. What it does is the people in the upcoming generation should be native users of technology. So that's the first thing, before you even start talking about the high-tech skills, right? So I know that the educational system has a lot to do to catch up with that, but I know also that some organizations, some states, some governments are already looking in that direction.
Talking about Edo Innovates, tell us a bit about it.
Okay, Edo Innovates is an initiative of the state government. So the state governor actually wants Edo State to be a number one producer of IT talent in Nigeria, okay? And for our SMEs and startups to use technology to reach the world with their products. So at Edo Innovates, we do three things. First of all, we train young people on IT skills. So, and we do that in different categories. I mentioned artificial intelligence and data science already. We have an ICT and digital design academy. We do things like laptop and mobile phone repair. So we're not just looking at the software, we're looking at hardware. And all of these things go on at the same time. We recently completed a program on computer-aided design drafting, so things like mechanical engineering, doing all your designing of your circuits, using technology, simulating. And that's not all, because like you mentioned, we shouldn't just give people skills, they must have an outlet for those skills. So we also do a lot of startup incubation at the hub. We have 3 hubs there that work at different levels. Whether you have an idea, you have a place to go. You started the business and you're looking for how to do it better, you have a place to go. You are still a startup, you're still figuring it out. There's a hub there for you. So Edo Innovates is an ecosystem. Sometimes we call it a hub of hubs. Sometimes we call it a cluster. So it's just a place where it's a one-stop shop for innovation. Young and old, from how to use the computer at all to how to deliver large-scale tech solutions. Young people are learning that at the hub. And Facebook Developer Circle has launched its hub in Benin City, and they are going to also be housed at the hub. We're very excited about that.
Funding is one of the issues that startups complain about. How are you approaching that?
Yes, so though you know that though they say it's funding, it's not always funding. So we first of all start by helping them put that proper structure to the business. Whether it's a tech business or not, we start by helping them put the structure to the business. And then for funding, we do a lot of hackathons, we do pitch competitions. We've actually taken some of our startups to even pitch to investors outside Edo State, like taking them to Lagos, taking some to Delta. The idea of all of this is to give them the exposure. But what we don't want to do, which is very important to us, we don't want to give people something they're not ready for. So they grow with us. They grow with us, and when they're ready for that funding, there are different avenues we explore. We also have a partnership with the Bank of Industry as a state to provide money for small businesses in Edo State. And we just help our startups to explore all these avenues to get funding.
In many parts of the world, government usually serve as a catalyst for the growth of the tech ecosystem, which is the role you're trying to play. But sustainability in our case is usually a challenge. How are you approaching that?
So for sustainability, what we are doing with Edo Innovates is making sure that we have multiple sources to keep the hub going. I'll tell you an interesting one. We're actually expecting, we have already gotten a partnership with Limpopo University of Creative Technology to come into Nigeria and be at that same location. So they kind of adopt the hub. So the hub keeps going irrespective of every administration. But apart from that, there are event centers at the hub as well, which help to raise funds to pay the salaries at the hub. We have already reached 70% sustainability. We're looking towards that by the end of the year. The hub should be 100% able to fund itself, while still being very, very affordable and very catalytic to all the startups there.
Uki, share with us how the collaboration between your office and the National Social Investment Program has helped to deepen the startup ecosystem in Edo.
Oh, yes. So I mentioned some hubs earlier, and NSIP is one of those major hubs. NSIP works with at the startup stage. It's been an amazing partnership. So the state government provided the space, and they're taking care of the startups. It helps to ensure that there's that cross-fertilization of ideas. They need legal support. They want to set up their books. All of those things are happening. So when the state governor met with the vice president, and it was like a match made in heaven, since the federal government wants to do a hub and the state government wants to do an innovation cluster, and it was a no-brainer that we should do it together, and that has been good. That has been going very well. Finally,
what sort of tech talents should we expect from your program in the next 3 years?
Okay, you should expect every kind of tech talent you're looking for in Edo State. We have been very deliberate. So when it comes to data science and artificial intelligence, it won't get better than Edo. That's just the truth. We are working with Amazon. So Amazon is even already sponsoring some programs at the hub. People are taking the AWS program and they are killing it. We have young people who are being trained for a year to become developers. And these guys, most of them did not have access to university education. And they're doing excellently well. They already have clients. They're already delivering projects. So we know that in 3 years, when you want specialized tech talent, you'll come to Edo State. Certainly. You will move your project to Edo State. So, yes.
Okay, I'd like to say keep up the good work. Thank you for being on the show today and wishing you all the very best.
Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure.
I've been chatting with Uki Dare, head Edo Jobs, who believes that Nigeria has all it takes to supply the world with high-quality tech talent. My take is that we have no excuses not to take full advantage of today's opportunities. A large population does not in any way guarantee economic prosperity. Put simply, it can either be a blessing or a curse depending on the choices we make today. Yes, Nigeria is largely a young nation, but what are we doing to ensure that we do not regret being big? A situation like that, countries like China, India are doing all they can to maximize. It takes policy makers at all levels to see this to become a reality, and not just the federal government alone. I urge state officials to check out Edo Innovates and see how they can set up similar structures in their various states. It's a wrap on this edition of the show, but the conversation continues online. Join us on social media. Remember, you can see the entire show on the Channels TV YouTube account or by checking out cfablog.ng. For Tech Trends, I'm Chukwemeka Agbata.